record on this. Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here. Boy, we had adventures this morning already. First, our guest who booked his wife in for the show canceled her at the last minute and says that he's coming on after I planned everything. After I planned everything to ask her. Okay, I did all kinds of research. And she published her tech stack. She wanted to talk about it. I asked him, do you know about her tech stack? Not so much. I don't care. But then I won't go on. Anyway, his name is Dualta. Dualta, Doherty. Doherty. And the site he wants to plug, let me just see if I have that. It's therecruitersmastermind.com. Is that what you want plugged? Is that the website that you want everybody to know about? Yes?
Yeah, please. Yes, please do. Yeah. We're coaching up to 50 recruiters.
The guy in the corner down there is Michael G. Cox, thesalesrecruiter.com. And all the way from India is Mario R. Is it Alexis Recruiter? What is it? I never remember.
It's Alexis Recruiting. Correct.
.com?
And I'm not, yes, but please don't go around saying I'm from India. For God's sakes. It's not supposed to be mentioned.
It's a miracle. We've got people coming from
Mario. Pardon?
Are you in a steam room or something?
No. Let me show you my background. My room's kind of screwed up, so I'm just getting.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I listened to some of the old shows, and I said to myself,
I'm in Mexico.
Now you get the idea why.
Living here now.
Are you in Mexico?
Lovely.
Michael G. Cox, you live in Mexico?
It feels as though I do. We've been down here for about a month, and we've got a few more weeks, and then we go to South Padre Island and living that lifestyle, man.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Big Biller's back in town, eh?
This guy, he's the Dualta has worked from all over the world, and he says he's Austin is his next stop. He's going to move to Austin. Okay, maybe he'll visit with them. Okay, but you know what? I told myself. Listen, I told myself, I was listening to some of the old shows and I said, why does it always take me 10 minutes to get into the show? Okay. And I said, today, man, we're going straight at it, but we didn't. But I will go right at it right now. I gave you the recruitersmastermind.com, the salesrecruiter.com, and I can't remember what Mario are, alexisrecruiting.com. Okay. Okay. Here's the question. The first question. This got a lot of flack on the group. Some of the people get nasty over the dumbest things. My friend, $1 million biller, okay, like Rich Rosen, he told me that when he was a young man, he said he used to feel intimidated talking to these directors and people his father's age with big titles in engineering. So he decided one day, I'm just going to call them by their first names so we feel like we're on an equal basis. And our good friend, Ivan Gulenko, posted that, and people were ripping into him. No, you can never call anybody that in Europe. You're blah, 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 blah. Here he is, Ivan. And
I heard my name when I joined.
Yeah, your ears were burning. Okay, so you have worked in Europe, Dewey, and I'm asking you, is it okay to call people by their first name in Europe?
Of course it is.
Depends on the country. In Switzerland, it's like normal, but in Germany, it's less normal, you know?
In Germany, but Dualta, do you agree with him? Is it okay to call people?
I don't know about Germany, but in the UK or Ireland, it would be weird if
you lived in Brussels, don't you know? You said you're bragging to me. Hey, before the show started, the guy was telling me how great he is. I worked in Australia, I worked in Calgary. Oh yeah, I lived all across Europe. Yeah, and I moved to Austin. And then I asked him a question with, he's so cosmopolitan, and he's, I don't know.
Oh, you don't get
for you.
Right. In Brussels, I was pulling pints. I had a great time. So I wouldn't have a clue about the commercial world there.
Too drunk to know. Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, Ivan, stop showing us your ceiling. Wise up. Okay, you've been on enough times. Okay, enough of that. Hey, thank you, Michael G. Cox. Just what I need from you. Okay, next question. Do you agree with this approach to the hiring manager? It comes from our good friend Tom Tuna. He says, here's what he says. I snag That means I get, okay, for you people who have English as a second language. I snagged the exact person doing the desired job from a direct competitor. What could be better? The candidate's really excited. He loves the opportunity. The hiring manager says to me, yeah, he's a great fit. Do you have anyone else so I can compare? Tom says, no, you should know the guy when you see him. You tell me, what did I miss? Come on, either pull the trigger now or I'm cutting him loose. That's how you have to talk to those stupid jerks. What do you say, Dewey?
I think that before you present that guy, you could be presenting two people as well who aren't as good, so they make that person look even better.
You know what? I see the kids, these job hunters on Twitter, and they say, don't trust a headhunter. They're gonna, who's calling me? Nobody important. They are gonna, call you up, try to get excited about a job that you're never gonna get. And here's what he's telling you, everybody. Find some loser candidates so you can sandwich your great candidate between them and you fool this stupid hiring manager. That's not fair, Dewey. Is that fair to those losers that you're sending in?
Dewey.
If the three candidates fit the profile, why not send the three of them? You have the one that you think is right. You've obviously tested it in the process. You deliver what you deliver, and they make the decision. But you steer them to the outcome that you want because you're the recruiter.
You find one great. The first, I never believe in waiting till you get three to send them all in. Okay, you find one great candidate, I call right away. Okay, and if then they want to start fooling around like this guy was doing the same job as a competitor. What's better than that? Michael G. Cox, do I get a good answer from you? With your stupid background? Don't you know how to put a nice background there?
I don't wait, and I'll send who I've got when I've got them, unless I know that I'm going to have another few strong candidates that I'm screening out in close proximity. I'll try and sandbag the first and try and send them in close proximity.
I am sandbag. What does sandbag mean? I didn't understand that. A sandbag the first.
Sandbag, dude. It's a sales term. You put the brakes on to slow down the process with your first to try and let your second and third catch up.
You're with Dewey. Send in a loser, right? Just to keep things.
If I know I'm going to have other strong candidates in close proximity, I'll try and slow down the first. Otherwise, I'm sending in who I got when I got them.
Mario, got an input? I'm sorry to wake you up. No, I thought you called in the show. I don't mind if you're doing other work. That's fine. I never like it when people have to sit there like this, like zombies, So I call on them. But you could do whatever. You don't have to answer.
Just listen to what I say first, okay? I will send whoever I get if they're interested in the job. Whether even if they're an 80% fit, I'll send them in. Okay, the rest is a hiring manager's problem.
Okay, but what if you get a great candidate? Like, there's no question, and Tom has been doing this for ages. He finds a great candidate, okay? And the hiring manager says, show me more. He's good, but I want to see more.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I can't find any more guys.
I can't waste time with you, sir. What word
no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I can't find any more guys like this because my roles involve
Is it just me again? Can everybody hear him? I know you're in Bangalore or somewhere like that. It's far away.
You guys can't hear me or what?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
There's no reason why you can't get. There's no reason why you can't go out and find more, but you need to get him to interview that person right there and then. So
no, you got to get him. Pull the trigger. I should get a picture of a gun here. I might get arrested. Pull the trigger. That's what they say. Pull the trigger. Ivan Gulenko, I didn't give him the prop. He's pushing. He created an applicant tracking system. It's called Klang, KLANG.SO. That's his plug. What would you do? He's recruiting everybody. He's recruiting developers, programmers in Switzerland. You find a great one. You call up the hiring manager. He said, find me more. Yeah. What are you going to say to him? The exact words.
What's wrong with the current ones?
He said they're great. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. No, I just want to see. Maybe there's somebody even better.
What exactly?
Okay.
I would just ask stuff.
Yeah.
I would just ask
fact
stuff
is,
until they give
if
up.
you don't act, if you don't act on this candidate right now in this market, we're going to lose them. Is there a damn good reason why you wouldn't want to move forward with him today? Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, here's what I would say, Mr. Hiring Manager or Ms. Hiring Manager, as the case may be. I'm working for nothing. Okay. I'm not going to bust my ass and, like he said, lose this candidate maybe. Well, you're not paying me. You're not going to screw me. You're either a serious client or you're not. You're
retained or otherwise doesn't really matter. I mean,
if you're retained,
you could very easily say, look, you've already paid me up front for half of this or a third of this, and I've submitted a proper candidate that you need to consider on his or her own. Okay. Give me a good reason why you wouldn't want to move forward with this individual.
Okay. Dewey, you wanted to say something more on this before we move on.
No,
right?
I'm on the same page as him. Like, you need to get them to interview the person, but you also need to consult to the person and ask them loads of questions in terms of what is the absolute perfect look like. And
okay, let me
when
put
you
this
get the
to you.
interview,
No. You and Mike talks, and Ivan, you're so smart. What exactly is wrong with this guy? What is she or with her? What's she missing? And if he can't give you a good answer, like Mario said, the person's got 80%, right? It's a hot market. What are you going to say back to her? Are you going to say, okay, I will look for more, but I'm warning you that we might lose this candidate? Is that what you're going to say? Dewey, you're the guest. I'm asking you.
I thought he was talking about there. Okay, so you want to go back to why, when you went back and took that job brief of what were the pain points and what was this person going to fill, then you want to sell the solution of what that person brings in. Then you need to take fear of loss, of missing out on them. Then you need to bully them into the interview. Then you need to promise them that if the interview and if they don't like it, you'll go find them more.
Oh, you go find more. You don't cut them loose. You don't cut them loose after they've shown how stupid they are.
Well, you haven't shown that they're stupid. You're just
Mario wants to talk.
Yeah, this can also apply on a case-to-case basis, Animal, because I made a hire with a customer who's one of my top customers right now, and for the initial, the initial requirement that I got, he wanted some help with it, and he interviewed 5 candidates before he decided on 2 final candidates. This was for a non-technical role. Okay. So it also might depend on the person you're dealing with. So it's a, it's a balance.
I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm going to move on now.
Okay, very simple. Very simple.
On.
He interviewed 5 candidates and he hired 1. But whom he hired was the first guy I sent over.
Okay, I can't hear you. Okay. I can hear you, but I don't want to. Okay. What about VoIP? What about VoIP, Dewey? You said, your wife said, we're currently using Cloud Call, but we have been having some issues with sound quality, okay? And our good friend, Neil Lebovitz, recommended openphone.co for $10 a month.
Lebovitz?
Lebovitz, so there's a few different ways to say it.
There you go.
Lebovitz, okay?
Yeah,
Lebovitz.
Lebovitz.
Trust me, I know better than you. There's a few ways to say that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, because we've got Lubavitch's here too. Okay, go ahead, Dewey. What are you using for your VoIP now?
I think we're not using Cloud Call anymore. And we just
I
recently
can handle everything. I'm going to step in for my wife, but I don't know anything that she knows. And you spend hours recruiting animals, researching her. So you would come off looking so smart. Now you're going to ask all kinds of questions that make you look like a stupid because I can't answer them. Okay, here's another one for your wife. Okay, maybe you can answer. VPN, virtual private network. Aaron Lintz, who's a very prominent sourcer, said every recruiter needs one. Your wife was recommending the ones that she was looking at. Why? And Ivan, who's a smart guy, he said, a recruiter doesn't need a VPN. Where do you stand on that, Dualta?
Well, you do, because if somebody is maybe skirting the rules of LinkedIn and logging into your LinkedIn account to do a bit of sourcing and that,
Okay.
you don't want to flag it up. So there's reasons. If you're doing an outsourced model where you have a team who's doing all of that for you, you definitely do need it. So that's it. It's very
I'm
simple.
sorry, I didn't understand, but I discovered why I couldn't hear him. My microphone slipped off my ears.
Okay. Did everybody else understand that?
I heard
Yeah,
him.
I got it.
Ivan.
Okay. Good.
Okay, Ivan, you're the contrarian here. What's
The ones that mattered understood.
What did he say?
Like
Ivan?
so, but like why like LinkedIn blocking? But why would they like the only like you need it in countries where the internet is somehow limited. You don't like why do you need like what is the task that you need it for on LinkedIn that you need to change your perceived location to LinkedIn? Can you elaborate on that? I'm like not following.
Hypothetically, if somebody was to log into your LinkedIn to do work as you, hypothetically,
Hypothetically.
then it would be needed in that basis.
Your wife.
So they have the same location as you. I understand.
Okay, and there's no IP address, is that right? Or they have they're still not going to have the same IP address even if they go through the VPN. If you've got a virtual assistant, these guys are virtual assistant addicts, okay? And so they job everything out to their virtual assistants. You've got a virtual, your wife said last time she likes the ones from Eastern Europe. So she's got somebody in Poland doing her marketing, okay? So you want to give them access to your LinkedIn account, and they've got a VPN. They're still not going to have the same IP address as you, are they? And LinkedIn is going to recognize that, isn't it?
LinkedIn Recruiter is pretty hot on it, but if you're not on LinkedIn Recruiter, I think there's potentially, hypothetically, ways around it.
Okay, she got in trouble with LinkedIn, by the way. Okay, I've got a note on that. Michael G. Cox, VPN, do you have it?
No.
Why not?
Hey man, I've got DSP and his team working my stuff. I don't know. Maybe they use it.
Okay.
But they do get into my account.
Okay. Mario, do you have the VPN?
I got a VPN.
Why?
Inscribe.
Why?
Well, to access certain job boards, you cannot access it from outside the US. So I use the VPN to access it and to watch hentai. I'll accept.
To watch what?
Hentai. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Okay, no, but when I bought mine, it says you get access to all kinds of sites. Like
yeah, see, in India, they have blocked a lot of access to a lot of.
Oh, okay. You know, sometimes if I want to watch a video, they say not available in your country, but they're never that.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah.
Okay. Your wife.
Winscribe is cheap.
Okay, well, which is it? The cheap one? Which is it?
Winscribe. You get 10 GB a month. You can use it on 3 different devices, different accounts. Winscribe. Yeah, we mentioned
I
that
bought
on
the most
Facebook,
important. I bought the most expensive one, and I probably don't even need it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, your wife had a Surface Pro, Dewey, and it started working really Surface Pro 3 really slowly, and then she moved over to an Asus ZenBook. What do you use? Same thing?
Use the Surface Pro. I think she uses the Surface Pro as well.
No. Okay, I know more about your wife than you do. Okay, what kind of computer do you use, Michael G. Cox?
I've got a desktop and a couple laptops.
You don't want to tell us what brands or you know.
The desktop was something that I had built out for me, so it's
custom.
I don't know.
Anybody else want to tell us? And okay, let's move on. Okay.
I've got a Dell there and a Dell over here.
Okay, I got HP desktop. I got an HP desktop.
Yeah, I got an HP Omen.
Doesn't matter, man.
With it. I got an HP Omen gaming laptop.
Oh, really? Okay. How many gig of RAM do you? How many? I have 12 gig of RAM.
16 gig.
Hey, Dualta, what do you want to talk about, man?
6 GB.
Want to talk about Austin?
No. Okay, we're not talking about Austin. Here's something else. People said, "Oh,
Austin is blowing up, dude. Serious. Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Dualta could live on the streets there, no problem. Everybody else does.
Yeah, he wants to live in his van like that guy Raybold, who used to. He had a one of those caravans or whatever they're called in England, and he drove around.
What a legend he is, eh?
Yeah, right. Okay. There's recruiters who say show clients your process to impress them. Okay, you know, so they You say, look at what we're doing. This is how we go through it. But that gives them too much information. You're giving them all your secrets. Is anybody with me on that? Dewey?
You could tell them everything. Go ahead.
Well, you just sell it as part of your process. So
Hold on, Michael Cox. Don't interrupt Michael Cox, okay?
You called my name.
Yeah, but he started talking first. That's the way the show works.
I think he's telling me to interrupt. Go ahead, Dualta.
So you just sell it as part of your process. Real simple. It's features and benefits, basic sales. Here's the features. I do this, 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 and here's the benefits to you. It's this, this, and this, and give me all your money.
Yeah, and do you show them a list of all the people you've spoken to? Because lots of people advise, show them the whole list of all the people you sourced. Do you do that?
No, but if I was to sell a retainer, I would do, and I would.
Why? Then they can go through all your sourcing work and access it themselves. Okay, they're not paying you for it. Michael G. Cox said no. Did I hear a no?
Yeah, you heard a no.
Okay, so you don't tell them all your research, right?
It depends if you're selling that as part of the process.
Anybody else want to come in on that? Mario's looking at the screen, okay?
Yeah, if you have an agreement that states that whoever you refer or they're introduced to, if they hire them, they have to pay you the fee, then there's no harm in that. See, I work contingency. So I do show my process as part of my sales pitch.
What does that mean? Okay, when you're giving this sales pitch and you're showing your process, what do you say? I do an intake session with you, then I go to LinkedIn and I do a search there, and then I call these people?
No. We have a 7-step process. I mean, I have it all written out here. We do a first level search, second level search, third level search, a market map.
First, second, and third level search. What does that mean?
A quick search that accesses the job boards, then a more deeper search that goes back 6 months to 8 months behind, and then a 1 year, 2 year search.
In the job board.
Yeah, we try to get
in the job board.
Job boards. Yeah, why not?
And the client says, "Oh, that's okay with me. I can't access those job boards." Is that what they say?
Not like that. We use LinkedIn also. We go through our network. We have about 25,000 different candidates specified in the clearance department with clearances. All right. So we create a list with that, a list of about 200 candidates, and then we do an outreach. So that's how we do our sales here.
Okay. Anybody else? We do a comment? Does anybody like what he's doing? Does anybody want to comment on that? I don't want to give them a list of 100 candidates that they can call on.
I don't give them the list. In contingency, I don't give them. I just send over 3 to 4 candidates who are a good fit for the job. But if I was doing retain for a specific role, like let's say a specific very niche role, I don't mind giving over the other candidates because
you give them a slate of 3 candidates. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael G. Cox, were you suggesting that my questions are not interesting and that he can suggest topics better than me? Is that what? Okay, go ahead. And I don't want to hear about Austin, okay? But if you got a recruiting topic, go ahead. Dewey?
Oh no, I'm going to let Michael ask the question.
His kids are named.
This is the Michael Cox show from now on.
No, it isn't.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Yeah, go ahead, Mario.
But what's the beef with job boards? I mean, come on. What's the issue with people using job boards to find candidates?
Dewey?
When you supplement that with the normal search, I'm talking about a really deep search, okay?
Well, go ahead, Dewey.
So you think, what do you mean the beef? I don't understand. Like
a lot of people, I mean, on the groups, they are like, we don't use job boards, we use this, we use that, we use other things, all right? Well, see, we supplement our search with job boards. Simple as that. Most of our hires have come.
Yeah, so the beef is that an experienced search person will say that as part of our process, we have all these people and we have all these relationships and we can influence it. Whereas a client can put up a job on a job board themselves and receive it. So, yeah, that's it essentially. But in reality, as you said, you can do everything in order to get the right candidate in.
It depends what kind of search you're searching. Most of the searches I've done, you won't find the people on a job board. Once I did, or twice, I made good placements. It's hard to find people that I got from a job board. But generally speaking, if you're doing a higher level search, you're not going to find those people, in my opinion, on a job board.
Correct. But you just do a search just to be sure they're not available on the board.
Okay.
Because sometimes you never know who the guy who's looking for the job might also take it.
Okay.
And we have had that experience. We have made a couple of places with the boards. But we
Anybody
have
else?
searched through 300 candidates.
Congratulations.
those.
Anybody else want to talk about job boards?
Yeah,
Anybody
well,
else?
I think like a lot of larger companies will have job boards as well, because they'll have programmatic ads built into the job board. So it'll actually, it's not just reactive, it'll go out there and proactively source the niche that you're looking for. And that's getting better and better and better. And there's a couple of, I think Broadbean is the market leader in that space.
Kelly Robinson's not there anymore, is he?
No, I think he's sailed off into the sunset.
Yeah, he was on the show 10 years ago. Okay, now, anybody else want to talk about job boards? Anybody? No?
So I think like a Zip Recruiter type situation, I've been kicking the tires on that because it gives me access to their database of resumes, and I'm getting pretty close to making a couple placements just by checking those resumes out and then finding them on LinkedIn.
Okay,
So,
LinkedIn ads
something to
are,
consider.
I saw a number of people saying any commercial or client-facing position, LinkedIn ads are great. Any techie position, don't bother. Does anybody advertise jobs on LinkedIn? Job ads on LinkedIn?
I do the free one. I think everybody's got a free one.
Are you getting
sometimes-
anything? Do you
sometimes
get
they
any
go out.
responses? Or are you placing any people who you advertise for on LinkedIn? That's a no.
No, not really.
Anybody else
No.
advertise on LinkedIn? That was a no from Ivan as well. I heard you saw you're shaking your head, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I don't, but a guy that I know who advises sales recruiters,
Yeah.
He's got a lot of good data based on the results that his clients have got from.
Okay. There was a woman
from
named Denise Oyston, and she said the higher the role, the better the ad performs. We've had particular success with. Here's what they do. She says we post a compelling offer to download a report or watch a training video, and then she gets the email addresses and then follows up. But she says it's a long game. So they're not placing those people who respond to their their videos or white papers. It's a long game, okay? And that's what Michael G. Cox was the guest on Headhunters Wearing Their Underwear last week, and it was about leadership calls. Can you tell us about that in a nutshell, Michael G. Cox? And I want to hear what Dualta has to say about it.
All right.
I got a feeling, by the way, that Dualta is not satisfied, okay? The guy came on a minute before the show started and said, I'm the guest today, and he's not satisfied with the questions that I'm asking him, okay?
I'm good. I'm good. You just ask anything.
Yeah, I got the feeling he's saying, well, how come he's talking to all these other people? I'm the guest. Okay, that's how the show works. Your wife liked it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Easy to
basically, in my networking, I'm working to connect with VPs of sales. That's my target. Occasionally, they'll respond through the messaging sequence and say, especially last year, not only are we not hiring, by the way, I'm looking for a job. Can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
So that kicks off a totally separate conversation, and it goes through a bunch of questions about what your current situation is, what you're looking for, why you're not there yet, asking some harder questions, and then helping them find that next role. But you have to be able to really help. And
so
my help
that's
is
a fallback strategy. You're speaking a little slower since you moved to Mexico. I just it seems like it to me. Okay.
I can do this in Spanish if you prefer. So
hold on a second. Oh, okay, but what you just said there is this is not your it's a kind of a two-step strategy or a stealth strategy. You don't approach
very long process.
Okay, you don't approach these VPs of sales and say, hey, I'm Michael G. Cox, the salesrecruiter.com, and I want to talk to you about your career. You're not doing that. You're pretending to call them about a job, even though you know that 99% of the time
No,
they're not going
I'm not pretending to call them about a job. They are my targets. I'm trying to sell to them
Okay.
in my
so
messaging sequence.
So yeah, but the leadership call, which is sort of a sucker's play for these guys to get them to be your.
No, it's not.
Okay, what is it?
No.
So you're just marketing to the boss. Is that right? Is that all it is? No, it's more than that.
No, it's sales to them. When they respond and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a job," I'm saying, "Okay, I can help you," and I help. Through the course of my help, which includes resume, LinkedIn, interview, job search, and occasionally connecting them with a job, we spend a lot of time together. That time helps me demonstrate that I know what the hell I'm talking about. So at the end of their job search, and 99% of them are going to find a job, I've helped them so much. They're very thankful. They send me bottles of whiskey, and when they get settled into their new job, they come back to me and say, "Hey man, appreciate your help. This is what I'm now needing to fill in my new role. Can you help me?"
You know, I have a friend that everybody knows here, and I spent a time with an afternoon with him once. And
Dualta, what do you think of that process?
Wait a second. He said, if I go out with someone, I expect her to sleep with me on the first date.
Okay.
That's not Michael G. Cox. That is not Michael G. Cox. I want to be your honey. Okay, that's his fallback position when the person the leadership call he makes says no. I'm going to be your best friend. Okay, in the hope that you'll put out later on.
Not in the hope. That's
not the way it works. Animal, that pays off in the long term.
Yeah.
That always pays off in the long term.
I'll bet Dualta doesn't agree with you about that. It's just too much work. What, Dualta?
I want to hear from you, Dualta. So Animal thinks that I'm doing this just for the eventual job order. 9 freaking months later, throughout that entire process, we're staying connected and we're friends and we get to know each other and about each other's families and all that stuff. What do you think of this process?
Well, I think you have to do 2 things. First, you obviously have to have your target that you get and you get out. And that's your money from month to month. And then you've got your people that you're building relationships with over a long time. And if you can build a community out of that, you can then guarantee that you'll get loads of business and loads of respect out of that. And you'll have more control over the process. They'll trust you more, they'll like you more, and your life will be a lot easier. So
you know what? I didn't hear a yes or no or a thumbs down or a thumbs up on that. Hey,
I think it was a yes and. I think it was a yes and.
It was a yes and.
Okay. You know what'll happen? Wait a second, Mary. I'll just come. Well, here's what I see happening. You spend so much time. Did you anybody to see that Woody Allen movie? It's one of his better ones, where he's the talent agent and he spends all the time with these loser acts. And then finally, when they hit it, they go with somebody. They go with somebody else. That's what's going to happen. You spend all this time with the VP, being their friend. Oh, it's a Mexican flag. I thought it was Italy. Okay, so so you cuddle up to these people, and then somebody else calls them about a job, and they take that job from that recruiter, and then he's their buddy or she's their buddy, and they give their future positions to them. Mario, come on, what do you want?
That might happen.
No, 2 things. One is the basics of reciprocity.
Reciprocity. It's a big word. I know. Okay.
It's a very big word. Okay. That's one thing. Second thing, with regards to leadership calls, I was on a training with these guys when DSP was doing the regular leadership calls, and he mentioned never to try the gambit of calling them with a job order and then trying to turn it into a sales thing. So they don't do that. They never do that. That I know. So I was there doing the leadership call training. That's right.
I'm having a genuine conversation with people.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Welcome.
Okay.
First, let's welcome everybody's hero.
It's a novel idea.
Rich Rosen. Okay, Richie Rich down there. He's in the corner from me. He actually teaches one of the sessions on Dualta's what's it called? It's a recruiting mastermind program. It's called $1 Million Desk, because he showed me all the titles on his modules before the show started, and he said, pick one we can talk about. I said, I like $1 Million Desk. He said, oh, that's Rich Rosen. Okay. So there he is.
Love it.
Cornerstonesearch.com. Okay, but let me ask to another Rich Rosen worshiper here, or fanboy. We fanboy.
We prefer fanboy, exactly.
Ivan Gulenko, what do you think about this leadership process? I think you would be I think Ivan would be particularly good at it because he wrote a book for job hunters in tech, and he does coaching and stuff like that. So I don't know. What do you think of Michael G. Cox's leadership cultivation program?
Program.
Ivan Gulenko, I'm talking to you. Okay, if you can't hear me, just
I haven't seen it. I will have to see it too. But I do think that there is in general like a lot of I think need to get proper.
So you haven't seen it where you call somebody and that person says, "I can't hire anybody right now, but I'm interested in making a move." That's never happened to you?
Yeah, that did happen.
And what did you do?
Well, yeah, you just roll with it. I mean,
What
it's
does
a
that
good
mean?
thing, you know?
What do I have to pull teeth to get an answer?
You have to
Come
like
on.
you have to take
Dude,
the
I already explained
opportunities
how it
as they
works,
appear.
man.
What?
Recruitment is about taking opportunities as they fall into your lap. So
okay. I'm not going to struggle with you. I'm asking if you want to, cultivate this person for free for 9 months and coach them in the hopes that maybe somewhere down the road they're going to give you something. I know that Rich Rosen is with me on this. He's not going to waste time with some, hey, give me free tips, okay? I'm going to talk about my wife and kids with you, okay? You're with me, Rich, aren't you?
I think so. I'm not really sure what your question was, but yeah.
Your audio stinks, okay?
My audio stinks. All right, hang on. I got a new camera. I got another camera coming today, just for you. Hang on.
You should have called in next week.
Hey, Rich, his question was, would you please throw rocks at Michael with me? That's what his question is.
Absolutely.
It's not personal. Yeah. It's not personal. You just got a strategy that I don't think is necessarily the best one. Go ahead, Rich Rosen.
And that's okay. It has worked very well, and it takes many hours, but it's over the course of weeks and months.
I think it works very well in the sales side of sales.
Okay, he's a sales.
I mean, let me ask you, what is the actual question? Is like when you get a guy in, I mean, you get a guy on the phone that's interested, are we talking to him? What are we doing?
So yeah, I get a guy on the phone and he's a VP of sales,
yeah.
And he says, hey man, we ain't hiring and I'm looking. Can you help? So I spend time helping, and sometimes I'll say, hey, Rich, I got a guy. Can you use him? Rich says, no skin, man. We just move on. I talk to somebody else. Hey, I got a guy.
Yeah, 10, 15-minute conversation. Is the guy good? Is he bad?
No.
Yeah.
He talked about coaching that person over 9 months, okay? When you're
I'm not really.
Yeah, but you're not really coaching him. You're staying in touch with the guy. So when you need him or he becomes a hiring manager again.
All about his wife and kids.
No, I also will review their resume and LinkedIn profile, but hey, Animal, check this out. Took me like 4 minutes to do that. And I don't do it. I send them a video telling them, hey man, this is what you should change on your resume.
Okay. Well, you know what?
If 4 minutes, maybe a few times a week or month is a little bit too much, then yeah, it's not for you, man.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? As long as Rich is here, and I want Rich to suggest some questions for Dualta because you guys have a relationship. Maybe you know the best questions since I never seem to.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Dualta is here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, but hold on a second. Okay, Rich, I'll never get over this. Rich hired one of his clients, a VP of sales. Okay, who would be better in a VP of sales in software in a software company? And that guy struck out as a recruiter. That's sort of beyond me. Am I right about that, Rich?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they didn't. He was great at getting some leads in for candidates and stuff. But at the end of the day, they don't want to do the grunt work.
What grunt work? What grunt work?
There's no grunt work in recruiting. Yeah, picking up the phone, doing all the emails, doing all the research.
He's a salesperson, and he's a
VP of sales. He's a VP of sales.
Very different.
And honestly,
yeah.
the biggest thing is, and Michael can attest to, these sales guys nowadays don't want to do any grunt work. They want everything handed to them and then get the big check as well. And then they're shocked when people are like, go F off. Like, you haven't done anything, you know?
Yeah.
What's your question? What, do you have a question for Dualta?
Do I have a question for Dualta? Why do you have, your Tiger King in the background there?
That's not, a little kids who like tigers. That's no question at all. Okay. Your wife. Okay, you guys like LinkedIn Helper. Okay, your wife likes talking about tools, but you don't know so much. But your wife. But I know that you endorse LinkedIn Helper. You endorse LinkedIn Helper, and she got in trouble for using it, right?
Yeah. So we actually recently moved to Luxo, and they have their own system, and we've binned LinkedIn Helper because of it. So big shout out to Luxo. It's been really good for us.
Are they Luxo? You're able to do everything that Linked Helper did for you?
It has an outreach system, and that.
Okay, without getting into trouble with LinkedIn, is it make it safer?
Because the new Linked Helper is on. It's no longer a Chrome extension. Hasn't been for a long time.
I just found our response rates in LinkedIn Helper. It made my recruiters a bit lazy, so they were just using that, and then they weren't putting enough effort into their actual sourcing. And
by nature, recruiters are lazy.
I know. So then when I stopped it,
that's not what Rich just said.
Make them call, baby. Make them call. Come on.
But wait a second, Dualta. Before there's a lot of people who won't know what it is. LinkedIn Helper. It's an automated outreach tool for LinkedIn. It sends a bunch of invitations to connect or messages. What is it?
It connects, but it sequences with the aim that you'll book a call in. So the first message might be an introduction. The second might be like an observation or something on the market. The third miirght be a call to action.
The 30s are they tell you they just got a new job because you took too long to ask the damn question.
Yeah. When you're presenting your process to a new client, do you say, look, I've got all this technology that you're never going to have. You're not going to spend the money on this stuff. Would you say to them, I'm using LinkedIn Helper, I'm using Bloxo, I'm using all these why not? Isn't that a selling point?
No, I think the feature, the thing is what they get is important. So you will get the candidate because we have all
because I'm using this technology that you don't have, ma'am. Isn't that reasonable?
They just won't.
Michael, having the technology and executing is.
I think LinkedIn Helper only costs you like $15 a month. Like, I mean.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
$100
I've got LinkedIn Helper. I've got, for instance, other people were saying, Duck Soup, DUX Soup, My Robot Works, Octopus, Ulink, that's ULINK, Lemlist, that's LEMLIST, and the one I never heard of, LA Growth Machine.
There's a million of them.
Okay,
they all work until you.
LA Growth Machine, isn't that a little blue pill?
I think that's what Bezos went up in yesterday.
It was hot.
Hold on a second. Okay, so now the way I see it, if you're using all these, names that your client is not going to know, it will impress them. When I took English Literature at University, I got these names of all these European playwrights, and I thought, oh, geez, I don't know anything. These names are really smart, right? No, and then I started reading the stuff. Big deal. Okay, I know some foreign names. It doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Here's the thing, dude. You go to a fancy restaurant, and it's really nice and expensive. You may want to check out, maybe look into the kitchen a little bit. You don't really want to see what everything's going on.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea with the process. That's Rich. Let's say Rich is the. Do you tell them your process?
If they ask, but like I told the guy this morning, he wanted to know. He's like, "Do you guys do all the background checks? Do you vet their education? I'm like, no. I'm like, listen, my job is to make introductions to you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make calls. I'm going to screen everyone, and I'm going to present. That's it.
You know what the key? You know what the key there though is? He says it in such a manner with such authority, and if you challenge me, you're an idiot. Okay, it just comes across loud and clear. Okay, that's what he says to me. So, okay, well, buddy, okay, this is what I do, and this is what you're gonna get. and you said you're
You
got your
know
chest all puffed up, he's not going to challenge you.
It's sales 101. And honestly, in this market, we have more control of than ever as recruiters right now, because if you're doing halfway decent this job, you have jobs come out of your ears, so you can demand to these clients, say, listen, this is what I'm going to do for you. Let's get it done. And you know what? So I've been signing a bunch of contingent contracts, a bunch of engagement contracts, because you know what? When it does suck, when the market does turn, I tell them up front what I'm going to do or not do, where they are in the priority list. And then, you know what? I've got these contracts already locked and loaded. So when the market sucks, I don't have to go and, go through a whole procurement process again. But they're not being lied to. They know where everything stands. They know where they are in my priority process.
Okay, I'll just add. Okay, fine. No. I did a lot of research. Okay, and his wife canceled at the last minute, which I don't mind. I'm having fun today, but I just want to show off that I'm right. Okay, with all the technology,
it doesn't happen often. So please,
you mark the calendar down.
He's bragging about the technology they use, and they're teaching. I haven't stressed it, but they teach other recruiters what to do. Listen to this list of her tech stack: Vincera, Sourcebreaker, Odro, Cloud Call. They replaced. Okay, testing. Lemlist, Premier Pro, Google for Business, WhatsApp, Anchor, Zapier, Seamless AI, Recruiterly, LinkedIn Lite. I don't know. They got. She published a whole list of stuff. Okay. And if
here's the thing, dude. You can go out and buy all of those, and honestly, I could do that, and I wouldn't know what the hell I'm doing. So I think the value comes in with these guys being able to tell you, okay, now this is what you're going to do with each one of these, and this is kind of how you stitch them together. Or Dualta, welcome to the show. Am I wrong? What do you think?
Yeah. So there's no same solution for everybody. So it just depends on what the person's actual needs are and what way they want to run their system. And then you want to plug in technology and people in order to free them up a little bit. And Charlotte does that very well by analyzing all this stuff and process mapping it. And we actually found Luxo has replaced quite a few of our different tools that we were using.
What an ad! What an endorsement! I mean, here's my reaction when I see a list like that. I say, I'm stupid. I don't know anything. If I buy all this stuff, the placements are just going to happen. They're just going to fall in my lap. Okay, that's what these people know everything. Okay,
dude, Dalton, but don't you think? I know, I love all the tech stuff. I'm all into every tech tool out there, but I think most recruiters, they use them incorrectly. Even if you teach them the right way, to your point earlier about LinkedIn Helper, they get lazy and stupid and they cut all the corners, and then they're like, "Where's all my business?" And they don't do anything. It's the biggest. Tech is great, but I just think so many recruiters just misuse it, or they do it as a way to escape actually getting on the phone or sending an email or something.
It's a crutch, right?
I try and free myself up. So if I'm recording a podcast, that'll go off to our marketing person. They'll edit it. They'll then create an email. I'll have a look at the email. They'll then use that as an outreach to win new clients. That'll get booked. That'll go out to them. I'll then get podcast guests with them. Then I'll try and turn that around into a client call. And then we'll run that process. You can run that process with the candidate.
Do you want to give a plug? You can give a plug to your school, your recruiting school. So I'll just tell you, this guy read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, and it changed his life. Am I right about that? And now you're spreading the gospel to other recruiters. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, look, I believe that if your desk is completely free for you to do the stuff that Rich can do, then the stuff that's going to move the needle and make the placements, all that admin and marketing and tech stack and all of that should be done by virtual assistants. And if you can get your business working like that, you can free up a lot of your time, and it makes your life a lot better. So yeah, I really back that.
First he dumps it on his wife, okay, and then gets her to do
Recruiter Startup Podcast. It's actually sponsored by, can you guess?
Luxo.
Oh boy. Oh.
Okay. And if they want to check out your course, where should they go?
They should go to the recruitersmastermind.com or just message me on LinkedIn and I'll let you into our private community if you're an independent recruiter.
Okay, but you've got a name. How are they going to find you on LinkedIn?
Find me, Dualta.
Yeah,
Dualta
you know what?
Doherty.
I got to tell you something. I went to Google and I put in just his first name, and it's only him who comes out. There's nobody else
That's
with that
awesome.
name in the whole world. Okay.
Perfect.
That's some parental vision right there.
There you go.
Yeah, he's
Smart
got
people.
The super keyword. Okay, Mario, do you have any questions for Dewey before we're getting close to the end? Mario,
Nothing.
You want to make a statement? You want to say something with your fist raised about recruiting?
Nothing. I'm going to keep quiet right now.
Wrong after an hour of this stuff, and you're so laid back. Ivan, do you have something you want to say?
I'm good.
You've got
I'm
Rich here. Do you want to ask Rich? If you don't like Dualta, okay. I have to say something.
No, I gotta hook up. I gotta hook up with her. I gotta get the full walkthrough on Clang, and I want to see how you're using Superhuman.
Okay. Oh,
So-
Superhuman. What
I
is
will
Superhuman?
make your personal onboarding.
I know. I want to see it. So
Some kind. It makes Superhuman. Ivan claims it makes email fun. Okay.
I checked it out a few weeks ago. I like about 2 months ago. I didn't get it. So you're gonna have to explain it to me.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay. We can put it on that tech stack list that Loxo.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael G. Cox, you want to raise some other issues?
No, just that I haven't gotten to the point where I've gotten into the whole VA thing, but
I think you need it.
starting to think about it.
I think
Yeah,
you need
Charlotte's running a course next month. If you're interested, hit her
Okay,
up.
yeah, but she uses Upwork. She told us last time, and his wife, I have to tell you, is a very charming young woman. Okay, he's on the show. I mean, I like him, but I mean, she's got a lot of pizzazz. Okay,
I like him, but
you know.
I prefer her.
You like me if you let me speak as well.
Oh, no, actually, I have featured on my recruiting group. I mean, I remember I put up one of his videos once from a talk he gave at some recruiting conference. I said, this guy gives you so much information in 5 minutes. It's unbelievable. That's the first time I heard you talk about virtual assistants, and you did a great job. But Michael G. Cox is, I don't know if it's fair to call him a mentor, David Stephen Patterson, or David Stephen Patterson. Okay, he's also he's the other guy I know who's been on the show, who's very much into virtual assistants. His are all in the Philippines, and he gets them through a recruiting agency. Charlotte gets hers through Upwork.com. Okay, since nobody else here has the imagination.
I have a question for you. This is more self-serving though. Dualta, I want to see how you guys would help me. I got to talk to Charlotte because I'm curious how you guys would help me with a VA, because I cannot get a VA I can't figure out how to use a VA for the life of me.
Well, maybe it's you, Rich.
It totally is. There's no question.
That doesn't change the question.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think when you look at your week could you give away?
Not much. That's the thing. There's little petty ante stuff that doesn't amount to enough. Like the only thing I have a VA that does my he just does my data entry. So if I build a list, he puts it in the system, finds the phone numbers.
Who coordinates your interviews?
I do it all. It takes 2 seconds.
No, it doesn't.
Just cold calls him. It's like no coordination.
If you're coordinating, if you're coordinating, you mean by calling like the clients, getting the times, all that good stuff.
So you do it all by over the phone every time? You don't do it by email?
Oh yeah, that's the magic sauce, baby. That's how you build the rapport. You get the guy interested. You hear more insight to what's going on. You give him a little bit more prep. You hear so much gold in those little calls with the client and the candidate.
Yeah.
See, Rich, here's the answer. Rich is a superstar, not a manager.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
This is true. Definitely not a manager. That is for sure.
Okay. Let's say Dualta, give us.
I am curious.
give us your URL again, please. Dualta. What is it? Do you want me to give it?
Sure.
TheRecruitersMastermind.com. TheRecruitersMastermind.com. Down
Rich,
there, Mario R. Alexis Recruiting .com or .in?
Yeah.
What's the
.com.
.com?
God's
.com.
sakes, animal.
Okay. I don't know if I can get in trouble for
God.
imitating your
I'm gonna
accent.
come
But,
to Canada and really
but
shoot
Michael
you.
G.
You know that?
Cox makes fun of the way I talk all the time. I don't know if I can do anything about that. Ivan Gulenko, Klang, KLANGSO, cornerstonesearch.com, thesalesrecruiter.com, recruitinganimal.com. Thanks, everybody. I had a lot of fun.